Today I have a special visitor. This is Benji. He's my dad's dog. Love him to pieces. Anyway, he may come in and out. I am struck this week by something that I want to do in two parts. Hi, Cheryl, disabled adult, talk about disability things, talk about some disease and illness, and want to have a discussion today about Princess Kate being in the hospital. And I was struck by the amount of negative comments that people were making. And I was so surprised. And I am so shocked by people's judgment. And clearly, the woman is very sick, right? No one is in the hospital for 10 to 14 days unless something big is happening. An organ transplant, some major GI surgery, something bad. Because most surgeries are not in the hospital for 10 to 14 days and are not needing to recoup for 3 months. That's not what happens. So something is very bad going on. And all I could think of was, how did she get ready to say goodbye to her kids for surgery that was really big, and that she needed them not to be afraid and she needed to be calm for them? She had to get those kids ready. She knew something was wrong. She and her husband had to talk about it, figure out how to tell the kids in a way that didn't scare them. And then she needed to get ready to say goodbye to her kids. She needed to make sure that everything was in place, that all the things that they needed for school, whatever she thought she needed to do, was ready, that she had people to take care of her kids, that she could give them language that wouldn't scare them, that she knew that she could die, and that everyone knows that when they go to an operating room and they are on a table for surgery. It's terrifying. And there's something about giving parents and moms a little grace when they have to do something. And I was just the flashback of me going in to have a pacemaker put in or whatever the surgery was, and having to say goodbye to the kids and pretending everything was okay and pretending that I wasn't afraid and letting them know that I was going to be okay and they were going to be okay. That's a really difficult thing to do when you're stressed out. So all I could think about all week was, I can't imagine what her getting ready for this was. Must have been really hard. I can't imagine how William, also a young parent, is navigating his wife who's very sick, his role in Great Britain, 3 kids, and it's a lot. And I have nothing but empathy and grace for them. And I just want to say that for all of us parents, when you have to say goodbye to your kid and go into an operating room, there is a sense of, oh God, what if this is it? And it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. And as the parent, your job is to manage your kids' anxiety, right? You're not going to tell them about your depth of fear because you want them to be calm. And so I just kept watching on social media all the awful things that were being said and the judging. And I thought, you know what? I'm so not good with that. And as people who are disabled, who have other health conditions, we should just have a lot of empathy. So, few things for if you are facing surgery and you have to leave kids at home. I have a couple of tricks that I've done over the years. One is make sure that you let your kids know that there's so many people who can take care of them. So many people will love them and they're always okay. And that you are going to be okay because you will be. Most likely you will be fine. And you tell them that. And you keep your fears to yourself because you're the parent and you're the adult and you can talk to your girlfriends, but your kids are not your girlfriends. Your kids are your kids and they deserve to have a little bit of grace and they deserve to have their parents protect them from some of the harshness of that. So I'm a big fan of having presents for my kids on the days that I've gone to surgery. I leave them when they wake up and there's presents for me with a card. That always makes me feel really good. And, I make sure they can visit me right after whenever they can, as soon as they can. And I make sure that I can communicate with them. And as they've gotten older, even things like texting immediately when I'm out of the operating room to let them know I'm okay, if I'm okay, or having my husband do that, just so that they know and they're part of the story and everyone is super honest. But listen, health conditions are terrifying. They are. They just are. You lose a little bit of control. It feels yucky. And in our next part of a video, I want to talk about getting ready for a kid having surgery. But I think for tonight, what I really wanted to talk about was just getting prepared for you yourself having surgery and getting little kids ready for that and having them have crayons and paper to make pictures for you and cards for you, giving them activities because I think activities are important. But I also just want to make sure that your kids know that there are other people that love them. And I have always found that that's really an important gift we give our kids. Other people can love them besides you. And you know what? That's the beauty of life. So, warriors, just a few pearls of wisdom for this lovely weekend. I really do pray Princess Kate recovers quickly and she's able to go home, and whatever the recovery time is isn't too awful. And I really do hope she's okay. I pray that the whole family's okay and they all get through this, because I know the kids have to be terrified that their mommy is in the hospital. So with that, warriors and royal fans of the royal family, good night to you all. I hope you all have a great day. And press subscribe. Share this video with anyone who you think may learn something or need something from it. Thanks. Take care. Bye.